Howdy, before we get started, I did want to give a quick shout out to my good buddy Atlas. He has been doing artwork for me for a very, very long time. He designed our logo, and I've been meaning to give him credit for like forever, and I keep forgetting, and I'm an awful friend, but I will leave links down to his like Instagram and stuff down in the description if you want to check out more of his work. Thank you, Atlas. Before we start, friendly reminder, let's all try not to talk over each other, because that'll just make everything 10 times worse. Alright. Are we all ready, Steady Spaghetti? Hello and welcome to our podcast. This week, we are quarantined. Like many moons, we will be here forever. I am here today with Robin. Zach.
Yeah, ye?
Cody.
I'm here.
And Mailman.
Hello.
Sometimes you'll hear Nick, he in the background.
Howdy. Shut the f*** up, Nick.
Starting off strong.
Nate may be joining us. I added him to the chat because he finally friended me on Facebook. We'll see if he can figure out how to work it.
If he doesn't friend me back on Facebook, his character is dead in D&D.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding.
Rip.
We haven't actually had time to do D&D, right?
Correct. I think we've all been trying to adjust to all our classes being online now.
Yeah, how is
I'm
everyone
still trying
doing?
to find motivation to do stuff. When you don't actually see people, you don't have that back and forth that many people do.
I've been having video call classes, and my contribution is having my mic muted and playing Skyrim on my Switch off screen.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. Having video classes sound horrendous.
And then something interesting will happen, and I'll perk up and I'll say, I can contribute, and then I'll go back to Switch. Just so they think I'm participating.
I don't think I have any classes that do group videos. It's a lot of just do the assignments, and if it has an official assignment, then you submit that online. Otherwise, just leave it up to you, which I don't mind per se, but that just leaves a lot of reading. You have to motivate yourself to do reading, and half the reason why I'm in class is to hear the professor's opinion and to hear how they word the argument or the subject.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say though, with that, even though the classes are all weird. How am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? Okay, never mind. Half of my classes are still we're still meeting video chat, and that's only because I'm a performance major, and that's kind of essential what I'm trying to do.
Cody, you can perform online. You can be a camp girl.
Yeah. I mean,
for those of you that don't understand how anything works, we are all at home and video chatting each other. So if one of us cuts out, that's why. You're not going crazy. We're just dumb.
Yeah, we're dealing with a couple different Missouris, a North Carolina, a Kansas, and a Vermont right now.
Right.
When I first came to North Carolina, we had this little courtyard in my dad's apartment.
Yeah.
And that was the first time I saw people who refused to get within 6 feet of me or shake my hand. Not all the group, but I walked up and I'm like, hey, it's nice to meet you. And they're like, I'm more of an elbow guy right now. Okay.
I'm more of an elbow guy right now.
I'm not really feeling,
Let me translate that for you right now. Hey, it's nice to meet you. Hey, not really.
Hey, not right now, maybe after Corona.
Wait, the first one I met, she was holding open the gate, and like it was the first person I didn't know from that group that I was being introduced to. And I said, "Hey, it's nice to meet you." He says, "Hey, I'm so and so." "Oh, are you sure you want to shake hands?" Because the whole thing is that I don't give a shit. And she said, "Well, best of luck to you." Like, same to you. I just shook your hand.
Wait, are you talking about like this whole COVID-19?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because in the cities, they're much more worried about it.
No, they just don't want to shake Jason's hand because they don't like the way he looks.
They're like, ugh.
I mean, fair.
Whoa, it's Nate!
Oh, yeah, it's Nate.
A New Orleans roasted.
Nate's
Or-
learning
with
how
the-
the internet
oh,
works,
no,
everybody.
no. You guys
Nathaniel, I sent you a friend request on Facebook.
I already
If you do not
accepted
accept it, okay, cool. I haven't checked because I've only had the window for.
Here, let me just view profile and unfriend you real quick.
No! If you do that, I will kill Corbin.
You'll kill who?
Your D&D character.
Oh, okay.
So I have a few $1 million butts.
Okay. Let's do it.
Who do they belong to? Me.
Me.
Wait, are we recording this?
Yeah.
Yes, we're recording.
Yes, we have been recording the entire time you've been here, plus more.
No, we're just doing this for fun.
Yeah, I'm doing this for funsies. So I
I
love
hear those
that
work for that situation.
Nate's room is as boring as his personality.
I am actually in what was my sister's room, but is now my room because we didn't have time to, because Lynn Wood closed everything. So if you look behind me, right?
Oh, that's
there,
not your
you'll see
llama?
Delson. No, it's a sheep actually. His name is Delson the sheep. And she'll do this thing where she just like carries it out to the living room and will yell Delson and then throw it at you.
I'm sorry,
It's
how
pretty
old
great.
how old is your sister?
13 now. It started when she was a lot younger though.
Okay. I was gonna say, it's getting a little cringy. Imagine
No,
a
yeah, we've been
21-year-old
doing it
walking up to you,
forever.
throwing a lamb at you.
Susan,
Yes.
you have no room to talk about cringy siblings. Mister, let me my pants while playing.
He's got a point. He's
You're
got
right.
a point.
You're right.
What?
Oh,
I
you
mean, it looks sometimes it's
No, I told you that
No, you
story.
didn't.
Okay, well, apparently I have... Hold on. I have to tell the story now because I apparently didn't tell Nick. So my little brother's
Oh my God.
gross.
You told us, but you didn't tell your fiance?
Listen, I thought I told him.
Listen,
Yo,
Jesus.
Nick,
Oh,
buckle up,
hell.
fam. It's alright.
I'm gonna be right back.
So my little brother's gross. I was watching him one day for my mom because he can't be trusted alone because he's a nasty little boy. And I was in my
This
room
story
doing
doesn't help.
something. I was in my room doing something, and I hear him from his room go, "Sissy, I need your help. I just shit my pants." He didn't say shit. He's I just pooped my pants. And I went, did he just say what I think he just said? And I, didn't answer him at first, because I wasn't sure if I heard him right. And then he said it again. He's like, "I'm serious. I need your help." And I walk in, and I go, "What the is wrong with you?" And I'm yelling at him. I'm like, go to the bathroom. And I'm starting a bath for him or whatever because he's gross. And I'm like, "Are you done? Do you need to poop more?" Or what do you need?
Protein or
And I called my mom and was like, "How far away are you?" She's like, "I'm turning on to insert road here." And I was like, "Cool. Your son just shit his pants." She goes, "Excuse me?" And I go, "Your son shit his pants." And she goes, "Okay." And then whenever she got home, she goes, why didn't you just get up? And he's like, "I couldn't. I was in the middle of a match." And my mom goes, "A what?" He goes, "I was playing Fortnite. I couldn't get up." And so instead of letting his character just die, he shit his.
Or, just hold in his shit.
Hold on. Did he at least get first?
No!
What the was that for then? All for nothing.
Right!
See, he's asking the important question.
Look,
And getting
if
the
he had
worst
a
answers
bucket,
back.
if he had a bucket,
Nick, I have a question for you. Would you shit your pants if it meant you got first in Fortnite?
No, I don't play Fortnite. I don't give a shit.
This guy.
Nick, you're cool. I like you.
So anyway,
to improve
back.
the situation, if it keeps going, is if you've guys seen the oh crap, I forgot what it's called, but it's guys who did this like parody of Battlefield 4 videos. They had this guy who was like the max level, and in real life, like his character, he would talk through his character, and he would say he had a shit bucket for when he had these like 8-hour long sessions. Yeah, you need a shit bucket to be a level 100.
Okay,
His shit bucket and his.
I actually have a story that kind of relates to a shit bucket, which
Okay.
comes across as a really odd statement, but I promise it's not mine. It's not my story. It's a guy I knew said that like he and his buddy like and into a bucket for like 2 weeks straight.
Why?
Okay, this was in high school, but I'm getting to that.
Okay, go.
The reason they did this was because they wanted to like get revenge on a teacher, I guess. And so when they were done, over that course of 2 weeks, they like took it to school with them and poured it on top of the teacher's car. And he said that it like melted the paint.
What the? And this is in warm weather, I'm guessing. Like,
Yeah. No, yeah, it's one of the things that I think about every now and then, and I'm just like, I mean, the guy was a psychopath, so
yeah.
that doesn't help.
Yeah, I mean, in
How
the
did they
buckets
open
isn't normally
the car
normal.
without it like seeping into the car? Did they
I
have
have
to
no
clean it
idea.
off beforehand? I'm guessing you have to get something to clean that before.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you would fix something like that.
Who do you call?
I don't know.
Ghostbusters?
Do you take your car to like a car wash first and then like take it to a mechanic and be just like, I don't know what to do?
Like,
it sounds like the episode of the series Robin showed us, I think. What
oh,
was it? The one where
the one where they draw the.
yeah,
American Vandal.
American Vandal. It's like American Vandal. Like if you mix season 1 and season 2. Well,
All right.
you gonna deep throat that too, Robin?
What's that?
It's $1 million butt time, baby. Susan's holding up the cards.
$1 million butt. Every time you see someone naked, you rip off your shirt, swing it above your head while yelling "woo."
I already do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
This one naked.
but see, here's the
Now
real
we have an
question.
excuse to do it?
Two things.
2 questions. Okay.
2 questions. 1, does it count for porn? 2, does it count for hentai?
I would say
Okay.
yes to the
Hentai
first, but
is
not the
porn.
second. Because the
First
second
off.
is a drawing.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, no, but hentai is just like a form of.
Hentai is.
I mean,
No, but
unless
it's
you're
fine.
doing
It's
live
a
action hentai.
Live action.
That's just porn.
If you're, I would say.
Live action
No.
hentai.
It's live action hentai.
Live
They
action
bring in a live
hentai.
octopus.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh no. So do animals count if it's involved? No wait.
What?
Animals
The
shirts.
thing is saying if you see a person naked and a person
If you
is
see
Not an
someone
animal.
naked, which implies
If you-
a human being.
Right. And
right.
for Nate's question, I wouldn't consider it like through video. You'd have to see it like in person.
Okay, well then yes.
No, I would say in all mediums because otherwise, like when are you gonna see somebody naked and realize the
Wait, then does a painting count? Does a painting
Painting?
count?
Yeah, you're like at the art museum.
Oh
and then
my
you're
god,
just like,
yeah.
person.
Like the art museum,
Jason,
you're
I would
outside.
disagree with you because it says a person, not a video of a person or a painting.
When was the last time any of you was in a men's locker room at any gym or any other setting?
I'd
all
say
wiener.
it's been a while.
So what I'm saying, guys, is the reason why I'm going to such great lengths is if you just take like a person-to-person interaction, not a video or picture or anything like that. That's just such a very restricted statement, and that's not what $1 Million
that's what
is about. But you're on that fine line of yes or no. And so I think if let's say you're looking through your phone and all of a sudden you accidentally see like a picture of somebody naked but they're blurred out or whatever. Like let's say you pull up a news article and they blurred it out but it's still a naked guy. You're like, now whatever situation you're in, you have to take off your shirt, bring it around like Cody. Yeah, bring it, Cody. So that's what I'm saying. Anything.
Susan, quick, ask the next question.
I'm gonna say yes because why not?
I would take that $1 million.
Right.
I'm taking it.
All right, $1 million, but whenever you absent-mindedly stare, you must eat whatever the nearest non-human animal is eating.
Oh, okay.
No.
Look,
So
I've tried my dog's dog food and my cat's cat food before. It's not great, but it's not bad.
What about a dog eating
here's my problem.
You do that, you're eventually going to eat literal feces.
I love that. It's not great, but we all have a good time in the bedroom for it.
Well, it needs some more non-human animal, which means it
Yeah,
could
a non-human animal. So like a dog
anything.
eating its own
So my
means you're
problem
gonna
with
eat the
this.
dog.
My problem
Look,
with
we've
this
all had
is
some fun times in the bedroom before,
What?
alright?
Whoa,
We all know.
whoa.
Listen. I draw the line at ingesting feces.
Here's my problem.
Anything before that, it's fine.
Very similar to Cody's problem. I have a dog. My dog, most oftenly, when I
think
look
of the
over at
last
her,
person you can call.
is just licking her ass. So does that mean I have to lick her ass, or do I have to lick my ass?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whose ass?
Whatever they're
Ass,
eating.
it
Well-
just licks it.
Well, that's the thing.
Is
Dogs
that
eat
considered
feces.
consuming?
And if you
Not
did,
just
you would have to eat the same thing, which your dog is eating its own ass. So you would have to eat its ass to be the same ass.
Right.
Well, it's not eating its ass. It's eating whatever sticks to its tongue or mouth, which would be the feces.
So you
And
have to
that-
eat a little bit of dog feces.
Yeah,
Dog
but
eats
The answer is
comes
no.
from your dog.
I'm
Right
saying
now,
no to
she's
this.
licking the couch.
He's just like rim jobbing your dog.
Right, just rim job the dog.
You ever just
My God.
shove your tongue up your dog's hole?
Never.
No, I'm not a.
Shout out to
I'm
Salad
not comfortable with
Tossing.
this line
Listen,
with the
those
direction
who are
that we've
paying
gone,
attention.
and I'm saying
I could not take that $1 million since I stare off into space way too much.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say
yeah, no, I'm not
no.
taking that million.
I'm
That
not.
million means I'm gonna have to eat their so much.
Right, I'm gonna say no because I'm not into butt stuff.
Whoa.
I am into butt stuff, and I'm gonna say
And
no.
that's gonna be the name of the podcast.
What is it?
I'm gonna say no because I'm not into butt stuff.
I'm not eating that because I'm not into butt stuff.
I am into butt stuff, and I'm not eating that.
I'm gonna say yes because this seems like a problem for people that space out a lot.
Which is pretty much everybody.
Don't
Now that
act like you never
think about
space
it.
off. You're gonna have that one
No, I'm
time.
saying I don't very often. And as someone who lives on a farm, look, dogs, cats do it with what we've been saying. But like cows and pigs and turkeys, they don't really do that. They eat the food that you give them, or like grass, which is not half bad. I'm only mildly allergic. So I'm going to say I'm going for it.
You know what? Grass, not that bad.
But it's animal. It can be anything you don't like. Wait, is it a proximity thing? Like, do you have to go search it out, or is it just an instinctual? You have to eat whatever comes to mind, which would be the thing the animal's eating. Because let's say a squirrel or something is digging through God knows what. I mean, that's not a great example, but it's a small enough creature where you might forget that it's there, and then all of a sudden, oh, you're eating whatever the squirrel is eating.
Yeah, like, my assumption with these things is that magically, you get the $1 million, but magically you have this consequence. So magically, that whatever that animal is eating appears in your mouth. Kind of like a deal with the devil, like a one.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that, especially with that statement.
All right, I got one more. So, $1 million, but every time you burp, all the food you have at home simultaneously expires.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not. No.
The $1 million is going to be gone because I have to restock everything
Right.
so often.
Right.
That's literally to eat out for the rest of your life.
Well, let's say
Put
that
your
you
leftovers.
want to stay at a minimalist perspective and just not have food at home, especially in this type of situation where you're forced to stay home. There aren't going to be a lot of options. And that's just something that's going to take up more time of the day because you're going to have to go around and find groceries that will fit a perfect one-day meal or however long you think you can go before you burp.
I burped when
How
we
inspired are
started.
you talking?
I don't know.
Expired. Like,
What
It
about,
just says,
no, like, hold on,
it just
that's
says
that's sort
expired.
of a good question because, like, does cheese count? Like, cheese is already kind of
Expired.
My first thought with it is
No, I'm
that,
sorry. Cheese is aged.
well, my first thought of
okay.
it is like the cheese gets moldy.
Yeah.
So
Right,
it's blue
okay.
cheese.
Expired in this case would mean you are no longer like capable to eat it healthily.
Yeah.
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 This work.
Robin, what is that?
And no, come on, just work a little bit better with me. And I'm gonna say Zoe.
Flip the screen around, Robin. Flip it upside down.
You had it backwards.
Yeah.
It just said on.
Yeah, instead of no, it said on.
My answer to the question is on. I will not be taking the $1 million.
No $1 million coming back.
I'm gonna say no to that. Though.
Yeah, I'm saying no.
Yeah.
Now, I do have one thing that might be able to change this question. If you have $1 million, DoorDash and eating out are totally things that you would be able to afford. You wouldn't have to have any food actually in your home if you just continue to order out.
Recent
Only
control
thing-
yourself.
The only thing about that is how long is this $1 million gonna last with that? Because eating out and DoorDash, that eventually piles up and gets expensive. That $1 million, it's only $1 million. So suppose if you dedicate that $1 million just to eating out, it might last.
How often are you
That
really
whole time,
burping,
but-
though?
Was it a silence?
I'm burping all the time.
It doesn't stop.
Yeah, no, my fridge is stocked with soda, and soda makes me burp so much. Hey,
So, not sponsored, but if you haven't had Dr. Pepper cream yet, I highly recommend. It's
Dr. Pepper cream. I don't want someone creaming in my Dr. Pepper.
No, we're sponsored, whether Dr. Pepper likes it or not.
Forced sponsorship.
right.
I love
Dr. Pepper.
cream soda, but I
Sponsored.
hate some Dr. Pepper.
You don't like Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, Dr. Pepper definitely isn't the best soda.
It's like,
kind of soda that I
listen.
don't like.
The agnostic beverage.
Like, I love grape soda, I love orange soda, I love root beer, Coke, all that stuff, as long as it's not diet and it's not a weird flavor, and it's not Dr. Pepper.
Oh my god.
What a very specific
Dr.
genre of
Pepper is a weird
soda.
It's cherry. I don't like cherry. And Dr.
Well,
Pepper is very strongly cherry.
Well, no, but it has
Dr. Pepper
23
isn't
different
cherry.
flavors, Robin.
Yes, it is. It's
Yeah.
spicy cherry.
We
Yeah.
can all say, and we can all have a nice long jerk off saying that there's 23 flavors in Dr.
But
Pepper.
the 23
But
flavors
we
are
all
different than cherry.
know what it tastes like.
Doctor's medicine.
Yes.
Which is
Maybe
why
that's
it's
the
funny whenever they're like, oh, it's cherry Dr. Pepper. No, it's just a little extra cherry.
Yeah.
And it's a little hard to
Pepper.
argue that
If Dr. Pepper comes out with an advertisement saying that their drink is the cure for the virus, that would be the best move for their marketing team right now.
oh my gosh, if the doctor says drink Dr. Pepper,
The doctor
oh my
says.
gosh.
And the new coronavirus epidemic. Get yourself a doctor. Dr. Pepper.
Guys, I hate to say this, but I kind of need to go. Like, you caught me in the middle of doing homework. And so...
Listen, I get it. We caught him in the middle of jerking off and he has to finish it.
He's
No,
gonna go
both my
back.
hands are not
He's
with
been
that.
holding on to
So,
that for a while if he's managed to do that.
Right.
Yeah, you can
Listen,
see my
his
hands,
half
but
stub is about to
I've been going.
explode.
God damn. What? Out on you.
Have fun with your
Proud of you,
hentai,
bud.
Nate. Oh my god, it's Brian!
What?
Whoa!
We had a new challenger.
A new challenger has approached. Hello, Brian.
A new challenger approaches. Brian nose is in.
It's funny because you have a big
Hey, how you
nose
doing?
and because you're Jewish.
Okay, one person talk at a time.
Story
No.
of your life. Brian,
I have
how's
something I would
quarantine?
like to bring up, if that is cool with you.
Depends on what it is.
Sure.
Okay, so in this time that we find ourselves in, the entertainment industry is taking a little bit of a dip.
Yeah.
And this is felt in Marvel as well, because they decided they wanted to introduce a new superhero team. Now, this superhero team is cringy as and let me tell you the best of this team.
The homeless doctor.
No, the best of this team is it's this girl. I think it's this girl, and her superpower
Okay.
is that she has a magical backpack that she can pull things out of. So she's basically Dora
Dora
the
Explorer?
And that is the best of this group. Okay?
Oh no.
Next up, we have I think his name is what was it? It was something it was like Wi-Fi or something like that. I can't remember it off the top of my head for the life of me. But his backstory is he was exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas, and so he permanently has access to the internet in his head,
Holy sh!
and he's able to pull up maps and information out of his head. So basically,
He's Jake from State Farm.
his superpower is being he's having a iPhone. He's having a smartphone.
I would argue that that's actually a fairly neat, like, superpower. Like, a terrible, terrible backstory. But
Terrible.
It's a neat backstory and all, but it's not very powerful.
but
Like, you
like,
can't actually fight or do anything with it.
but he's a
Yeah,
great
you can't-
support guy. Imagine
He's an
not
IT
having to,
guy.
like, sit on your phone and type stuff in, or like worry if you have signal or not, and just be like, there it is, done, already in my head. There, knowledge.
Let's say Thanos is right in front of him. What is he gonna do? Look up how to beat Thanos?
Control Alt
Dude, you know what
delete
Thanos
himself.
would have to do? He'd have to spam 4chan with all of the bad information.
Okay, so next up on the roster, we have, this one's not bad. His name is B Negative. He is described as the goth kid.
Is he depressed?
His superpower is he got a blood transfusion from Morbius, who in the comics is a kind of vampire.
Yes.
The living vampire.
The living vampire, yes.
The living vampire. So, and there's the whole, and in his thing, it says something along the lines of, does he drink blood? Does he not? Who knows? But it's not interesting. But basically, he's vampire god kid, which isn't bad. But here is, these last two are the kicker.
Okay. I like kicking things.
One has the power, they're twins, alright?
Okay.
One is gender queer, or something, or like gender fluid or something like that.
Okay.
Gender fluid, I believe. And then the second one is a stereotypical jock.
Okay.
Or I say that in quotation marks.
Okay.
Because he has pink hair. Stereotypical jocks do not have pink hair.
You don't know the stereotypical
Then-
jock then.
The other one has blue hair, and they both have the same haircut.
You're really lagging, Cody, right now.
One,
Oh, he's...
the genderqueer one has the ability to make shurikens out of ice. The second one has the ability to make force fields, but cannot use them for himself. He cannot protect himself, only other people.
These are all way too restrictive.
Now,
and not even like,
here's the kicker for the names of these two. The one with the ice shuriken is named Snowflake. The one with the force field is named Safe Space.
Zach.
um,
Zach, Dr. Pepper cream.
I-
Try it.
What?
Try Dr. Pepper cream.
Dr. Pepper cream?
Yeah.
Okay, the guy
sorry,
that
the way you like,
basically
you
had an
like, um,
iPhone in his head, his superhero name was Screen Time.
Oh, Lord.
yeah. I
He's-
don't know. I don't
He is
like it.
described as a meme-obsessed super teen
Me.
whose brain became connected to the internet after becoming exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas.
Me.
He's just a regular
Meme
4chan.
obsessed.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he should be like the live streamer of the fight. So all he does is just goes on 4chan and posts a video of these huge fights that they're gonna have.
What
And
exactly
just
have
let
we
them
got
go
ourselves
wild.
into?
We're talking about...
Okay, so
I don't even know.
Marvel's happened. I'm explaining. Marvel has decided to come out with some new superheroes, alright? And it's a new superhero team. But they're all supposed to be youngins, right? Of the new generation. Like a new warriors, I think is the thing. So the first one, I'm going to read you, her name is Trailblazer, and I'm going to read you her description. A regular kid scooped up into the world of teenage superheroing. Her magic backpack is actually a pocket dimension with seemingly infinite space from which she can pull out useful or random objects. It's not always her control. She claims to get her power from God, but not the God you're thinking of.
I don't know.
Then say the god that they're thinking of.
I'm guessing it's just God. According to Marvel, the Marvel universe, basically all gods are on the table. Because they have both Hercules and Thor and Moon Knight.
Right.
Moon Knight supposedly gets his power, Kushnu, Egyptian god of the moon. But it's just a god. Doesn't specify which one. Next
Maybe
up
they're still
is
developing all the things.
maybe, but they're going in a shitty direction.
They are.
Zach. Next up is the superhero Screen Time. A meme-obsessed super teen whose brain became connected to the internet after being exposed to his grandfather's experimental internet gas. Now he can see augmented reality, real-time maps, and can instantly Google any fact. Does this make him effectively a genius? He sure acts like it does, and that is the description.
What's internet gas?
Lazy comic book writing.
Yeah.
It's the
Yo, what you
internet.
got there, Grandpa?
It's
Oh,
not
it's
a
just internet gas.
Next up is the so we have Dora the Explorer.
Uh-huh.
We have Meme Boy,
Uh-huh.
who has an iPhone in his head. Then next up is the one that I personally think is the best out of them all. Be Negative. A teen living vampire exposed to Michael Morbius' blood as a child in a rogue but life-saving medical procedure. He ages like a regular kid but has abilities of Morbius. He's also obsessed with all the music attitudes of a classic long past decade, like the 90s and the 2000s.
Yo, a
The
team.
world is a vampire, and so am I.
Yo,
That
a,
is his character
a
description.
team this ridiculous needs to fight like a supervillain, like the Spot, like someone ridiculous like this. Like, you guys know who the Spot is?
The Spot, I can't remember.
He's just he's just got black spots all over him, and he can just like they're just like portals, and he can just go wherever the he
I
wants.
know what you're talking about, yes.
You see, that's actually neat.
He peeled a black dot off of himself, and then he throws it onto a wall, and
Yeah.
then it's a portal.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's a good power.
They need to
Okay,
fight the
now-
Spot in somewhere like West Virginia.
So here's the thing.
Here, I'm
Zach,
sending. I'm
Are
sending
you ready
a
for the
picture.
worst of the bunch?
Yes.
I'd be back.
As psychic twins, the first one, a cryokinetic can materialize snowflake-shaped shuriken projectile throwing. The other one can materialize pink force fields, but can't inhabit them himself. The reflex only works if he is protecting others. They are hyper-aware of modern cultures and optics, and they use their superheroics as a post-ironic meditation on using violence to combat bullying. One is genderqueer, the other is supposed to be a stereotypical jock, but his hair is dyed pink. No one whose hair is dyed pink is a stereotypical jock, in my mind.
Plus, they're
You want to hear the
detailing
kicker?
the-
You want to hear their names? Ice Shuriken's name is Snowflake. Forcefield Boy's name is Safe Space.
Are these real?
No,
Yes, I sent you a
real.
screenshot of me looking them up. They are real. I included pictures of what their characters look like. If you would like to look in
Where
the
is
chat,
it?
it's in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I've seen pictures of these guys.
Yeah, Screen Time kind of looks like Ben.
He kind of
He
does.
does kind of look like Ben 10.
Snowflake
Yo, that
and
left-handed
travel-
Ben
guy
10.
just looks like
Left-handed
Black
Ben 10.
Like
the Traveler
left-handed
just
Morty.
looks like the Traveler looks like Fat Dora.
I thought I was left-handed
Yeah.
Morty.
fat South American Dora.
Now, this kid that's
Yeah.
got Morbius's
I
blood,
think she's
that does
supposed to be
sound
Muslim.
very interesting. And how did he get on this roster?
He also sounds like the best out of the group.
Right, like
Who?
that's the best backstory out of
Who
What
all.
are you talking about?
The guy that got a blood transfer from Morbius.
Oh,
Okay,
be
that one,
negative.
that's
That-
the only.
That's the only
that's
one
the
I'm like,
one
I
think
want to
is actually
see
pretty
that.
That's the good one, but it's still they're all supposedly like supposed to be like modern.
How did he become friends with these people?
Exactly.
The one thing I
And-
don't like about this vampire kid is his name.
Yeah, be
Yeah, he
negative,
could have a better
because-
name.
Yeah.
If he had a better name, I'd say make him the leader of the team because he's already the best.
Right.
The name being negative is the
From what
exact
it
opposite
looks
of what
like,
Marvel's
from
trying
what
to
it
do.
looks like, the leader of the team is Safe Space. Yeah, I hate it.
How can you be a
Be
leader?
negative. Be negative is actually kind of neat. I've done that.
How can you be a leader if your whole ideology is you can't assert yourself over others?
You know what?
I
That's
think
interesting.
they're taking the leadership position of like his job isn't really to command the others, it's to protect the others.
But that's a protector, not a leader.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going for a form of leadership that, in my opinion, is not entirely complete.
Yeah. I think they're looking at this with like a corrupted view, because the idea of a superpower is it's combined, like a simple idea of a power, flight, breathing underwater, telekinesis, all this, mind reading, whatever it be. It's a simple power with no need to have it be like a paragraph long or structured as this is the motive behind the power. It just needs to be the power, flight, let's say, and then you attach it to somebody. And then once that is attached to somebody, then you get the progression naturally. It's supposed to be a natural thing between a normal person or another species, let's say. And you watch that develop. What they're doing is they're combining too many things at once.
Jason, I will disagree with you on this point. Only because I think a complex isn't a bad thing. What I find wrong with this, what I don't like about this, is their execution of said complex powers. They had an idea and they made a power around that. If you want to have a complex power, I think that is fine. I think though that you don't make your power around something. If you were to, if the power of space were to be given to somebody who wasn't a stereotypical jock with pink hair.
Right, and that's what I was trying to say. I worded it wrong because I was trying to cover 2 points at once. That goes along with your point.
I get what you're saying.
If you want to create a character as well, you want to keep it as simple as possible, and you build from that. You create the character through experience. You don't already create them. Because when you just show somebody on a screen and they say, oh, they're this, and they can do this and this and this and this, and like, all right, but why are you telling instead of showing? What's the actual meaning of this person if they already exist?
I have a question.
Yes.
What are the actual names of Dora Pardos and Ben 4chan?
Ben 4chan is called Screen Time.
Screen Time.
Yes. This team is the equivalent of Marvel saying, okay, Zoomer.
And then, wait a second. Who's Dora Pardos? What's her name?
Dora Pardos, give me just a second. She is Trailblazer. Yes.
I think
How about Trailmix?
Her power's a backpack.
Because she has a backpack? I don't. Because she's going out on the trail. I don't know.
Shouldn't she be muscular then? If she's out on the trail all the time, shouldn't she not?
Some people are just built big, mailman.
Yeah. Or if her power involves speed.
I said some people are just built big.
To me, that would be like I shoot fire out of my feet and it makes me faster. Like jet out of my feet. That would be Trailblazer in my mind. Not I'm Dora the Explorer.
So
like a GTA character, like pulling
shit
out of your pocket.
To explain to Mailman what I said, because he didn't hear me. you said, then why isn't she muscular? And I yelled back, some people are just built big.
So I thought it would be if she pulled out Oreos as her useful item way too much. Sponsored by Oreo.
No.
Yo!
Not sponsored by
out.
Oreo.
We're getting sponsored whether you like it or not, Oreo.
Forced sponsorization.
Yes, forced monetization.
That's not what I said at all, but okay.
And don't you realize that they're making all these characters over diverse? One of them is Latino, like 3 of them are black, and then one is not even white. It's like a vampire, which I guess is white, but
Well, like he's white, but he's a. But
Shout out to
also
the albino
vampires,
people.
He's not white. He may be white, but he's different.
yeah,
He's not like the other boys.
he's not like the normal kid.
He's not stereotypical white. He doesn't get like the French vanilla like bullshit, but he's white.
He doesn't have that cracker privilege.
If I may, I would like to present a question for everybody.
Okay.
While we're on the topic of superheroes, because I think this will be entertaining. If everyone could have everyone here, you get a superpower. You get to choose what it is. What is it and why? And no bullshit answers like omnipresence or omnipotence.
Okay.
Here, I got this. So, my favorite superhero is one that's not as known, actually. She's a part of the X-Men universe, and she's actually in Days of Future Past. I like Blink, who is, if you've seen Days of Future Past, the one who throws portals into 3D space, which I think is the freaking coolest superpower I've ever seen. It's not OP,
Listen,
not weak, but it's like, ooh, you know.
Oh, kill him.
I know who you're talking about. Usually portrayed with pink skin.
Yes. Yes.
Talk to me about superheroes all day, baby. I'm a slut for superheroes.
Blink be my choice.
Can that be the thing of the podcast?
So
Cody, why don't you say yours? Oh, okay.
I'm gonna save mine for last because I brought up the question and I can.
Okay. Well, so I usually have 2. For those of you who were there for the My Hero Power song, like you should remember this. Not the people on the podcast, but our group did this. If you had to have a power from My Hero, because that's just an interesting concept. You can come up with anything you want. Something like that would be a bit more different. But for a stereotypical power, it would be more of like telekinesis, controlling objects around you, and that I'm guessing the more you hone that power in, the more detailed that work can become, which can be incredibly morbid or very helpful depending. So, like, let's say you have a broken leg. You could possibly fix that by messing around with the stuff in your leg, but that would be a very skilled thing. You would have to practice that for years.
Right.
But on the other hand, if you wanted to fly per se, you could grab something from under you and use that to propel you, or slow you down if you're falling or whatnot.
See, telekinesis is neat because I can push kids off the cliff edge.
You can do the same thing with portals, though. Put a portal right underneath them.
Hey, Rob,
And then a portal like 70 feet in the air, and then just kick them through the portal.
No, not even that. You just I go to a cliff with you, Robin, and we can see who can push kids farther. You with your brute strength, or me with my telekinesis. Yeah. No, but so that's like the standard one. But if you're going for like the more out of the blue, it'd be more kind of like Angel from X-Men, but the each individual feather on the wings would have a certain property that could be randomized or possibly mixed up.
So, what is his name? Hawks from My Hero?
I
We haven't met yet, Susan?
Yeah, I haven't met him yet. I'm guessing that's a yes, Susan.
No, I just think Hawks is pretty. I zoned out hard.
It said all the food's expired.
Some of us haven't read the manga.
But yeah, so those are my two options.
Shitty faces to your girlfriend.
Okay.
If we're only going off of standard powers, then it'd be telekinesis. But if it could be changed,
I'm saying it can be anything.
Personal. It could be anything.
Anything that isn't something like, I want the power to be f***ing God.
True.
Anything.
That's for you.
These are like soft limits. This is just like, and that's only, as long as it's not like a bullshit kind of answer, it's all good.
I'm ready to blow y'all
Ryan,
water with mine.
Oh, wait, what?
I'm going
Zach,
to
are
blow
you ready to
y'all
go?
powers out of the water with mine.
What do you want to do, Zach?
I would want to have the power to put force fields around other people.
Okay, safe space. You gonna dye your hair pink too?
No. I would have the power. I would have the power to manifest any gun in my hands, and you could call me trigger warning.
Oh my god!
Totally kidding.
That was Inception.
No, Zach, you could be some like Texan character like Alexis Texas.
Okay. Actual answer, I'd want to be able to shapeshift.
Yeah,
Because
that's a good one.
depending on how much control you have over your body, you could like grow
I-
extra arms,
I-
shrink yourself, make yourself unable to be touched, stuff like that.
Now, we could look at this from a psychological standpoint, and I could ask you, Zach, how do you feel about your personal body image?
I feel like I have a much better
Humans
answer
can
for
already
you if I
kind
can
of
shapeshift.
Oh boy. Because we are running low on time, and I threw this in there, let's move on over to Brian.
Brian would be Minecraft Steve. You guys don't know, Brian likes to make a lot of things on Minecraft.
Brian is just.
I do.
Brian
Because you like to punch trees.
I'm currently building a bridge
Superpower
from
is
See?
Minecraft.
We're help you.
Brian's power is just Minecraft in real life.
No, it's omnifabrication.
It's what?
Omnifabrication.
So like making
Omnifabrication.
things out. So like creating things.
Yes, I can make up a plan and then build it and then learn that ability. So Minecraft.
So Minecraft.
Yeah, kind of actually.
Just a little bit.
I just want to be able to read people's thoughts, man.
Have them all in my eye at that point.
So mind reading?
Shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh!
Right?
Horny alarm.
I just want to know what people are thinking. I want to be able to make eye contact with someone and read their thoughts. That's all I want in life.
Ooh. Now I have a question.
Does Nick want to chime in on this one?
What's the question?
What superpower do you want?
No, does
Fuck,
Susan
I
know-
hear the
I know
person
his
talk
dad.
in their voice, or is it in a select voice? Like, does she hear a Paul Rudd voice?
What?
Like, when Susan hears people's thoughts, would she hear them in her voice? Would she hear them in their voice? Or would she hear them in a different voice that's just set? Like, for instance, Paul Rudd.
It's
just the voice that...
It's my impression of them. like we're stuck up. Like, well, this, like, I don't know about that, but it's my impression of them.
if I were to get any power, what I would want is the ability to manipulate people's hormones.
Excuse me?
My own and other people's. Because that becomes a little bit of a catch-all. I can release a shit ton of melanin and asleep like that. Release adrenaline in my own body with
Melanin?
strength.
I think he means melatonin.
I want
Are
to
you
use
a vampire? Are you a vampire?
Hands.
My superpower would be giving people
it could
correct
be used for
grammar.
that.
Cody, are you like a
Just
vampire but
be
you're
man if you
sucking up
become
blood?
superhero.
What was that, Jason?
Well, are you like a vampire where you suck up their hormones and ingest them?
No.
to give
No.
your being more
I control what
Shout out to-
I control their hormones. So the hormones are already there, or the ability to create the hormone is already there. And I just make them make that hormone, or make that hormone just like whoosh their system.
Your dispersal technique is automatically this. You just do the sprinkle. The sprinkle. That's how he releases the hormones.
No. I think
I personally think it because you can get creative with it. Right?
See,
so like the
I
limitation
thought
is
my answer was violating, but your answer is more violating.
well, it could be used to like heal people. It could be used to keep me thin by boosting my metabolism. It could be used to grow tits if I wanted to. It works.
I just want to.
Works.
I just want to hear
Um,
what Karen's thinking about me whenever I tell her we don't have toilet paper. Yo, I had a guy the other day. He literally walks up to
Alright.
me and my cashier, and he's like, "I know you're hiding toilet paper in the back room," and I'm like, "No, why would we do that?" And he's like, "I know it's there," and I'm like, "You want to show me where? 'Cause I don't see it."
Wait, quick question about Brian's power.
I love when customers decide that they know more about your store
Oh Lord.
than you do.
Yeah. Well, Brian, quick question. Where would the material or matter come from, like, through your power? Like, would you have to steal it from somebody?
But so if I
Would you
think of a
just borrow
design,
it? You borrow it all? You're like Kirby. You consume.
I can think of the thing. I still have to get the material.
I'm here with my trap cards.
Susan has a card.
I'm here with my trap cards. I'm ready. So,
Susan,
Deactivated my trap card, you fool.
brace us.
$1 million,
Susan
but
activates pot of greed.
shut the fuck up so I can say my words. Shh. $1 million, but whenever you're hungry, a direct portal to hell appears.
The Doom theme song just starts playing.
24/7, there's no way.
I will join them.
No, see, I'd be too stoned, and then it'd be
I could take
like,
that $1 million.
like,
I would do it for
I'd
the
be
meme.
hungry all the time.
I'd do it for the meme.
Brian accepts it because he's going there anyways.
Every time it opens, I could be like, "Hi, Grandma."
Well, like, for real though, I
I
mean,
said it's grandma.
for real though, if a portal to hell did open up, would it necessarily be bad? Because in literature, people depict hell as not like a free-for-all per se, but more of like a controlled system. And so it's not like demons would pour out, or the sinners, or
You mean
whoever,
Russia?
whatever their depiction of hell would be.
So what you're
Here's
saying
my
is, if
question
I'm hungry and I'm sitting
My
there and the
question
portal
about the
opens, I'm not gonna have to
logistics
buy new furniture because the
big
fire burned
is the
everything.
Because, like, it could be the size of a car, or it could be just big enough to put your finger in there. How big is this portal?
And
Zach, are you
also,
looking for
is
something?
and also,
Glory
what kind
hole
of
to hell!
Is it?
Oh my god.
Is it like in the show Lucifer, where it's like you live your worst nightmare, but it's specific to each person? Is it?
No, it's just
Like,
a portal. You could
uh,
just look at it like a
Is
mirror.
it like in Dante's Inferno, where there's
glory
multiple
hole
layers
to hell
of
is
people
what it is.
who commit
I would say
different
Dante's
sins, do different?
Inferno.
What if
You'd say
Dante's
Dante's
Inferno
Inferno?
is more of a general structure, while Lucifer, the way it sounds from the way you said it, seems more like a specific punishment within that layering of Dante's Inferno.
Then I have, or is it just like what people normally think of when they think of hell, which is just flames, fire and stone, and demons ripping people's innards out and
I don't
using
want any
them
of
like confetti?
new question?
Good
That
answer, but you go first.
but it's a direct portal to a glory hole. So just a dick appears.
Oh, I'm taking that $1 million.
Of course
taking
you
that
would,
$1
you
million.
filthy animal.
I'm hungry all the time. There's no way. No.
I'm hungry all the time, but then I get a snack.
I
If
think
it's
if
a
the
glory
portal was like
Shut the
portal was like the size of a finger, then I could go for that.
Just
Hey, if
like
I'm with
this.
Oreo obsessed Aura, then I think I'd be good.
So $1 million,
any
but
A glory hole that's Dora? Excuse me? Is that what you said?
million.
No, I'm saying to prevent the glory
Jason,
hole.
what
the
did you
demon
say?
Glory hole. I said if I'm with the Oreo obsessed Dora, then I wouldn't have to worry about the portal whenever I didn't want it.
He's talking about
She
Dora
just pulls
Pardo.
out a cork from her
Yeah.
backpack.
So
Yeah, it's just like half of the random things are just Oreos. Damn, bitch, you packed the wrong damn shit.
$1 million, but
That joke did not land. My bad, guys.
wah, wah, wah.
every
Dead cringe.
please,
Susan be speaking.
I tried. $1 million, but every time you get angry, your heart breaks and you feel super sad.
That's already what happens.
Do you die?
No, you
Your
just
heart
get sad.
That
Okay.
already happens. I don't get
Wait,
angry if I'm not already sad.
You wouldn't like.
Do I get more sad when I'm? If I'm already sad? Do I just get more sad?
Well, it's angry then sad, right?
Yeah, it's angry then sad.
Okay,
Well,
yeah,
normally I get
I would
sad
take
with
that $1
anger.
million. Let's
I already-
just make that quick. I would just take that.
I already do that.
I would say no. Those are the two emotions you don't want to mix.
I'll give because then I can just flip those hormones I can just flip that dopamine in, and then here you go.
Odie's got the big brain.
Big brain, big hormone. That's
Yeah,
what they
but
say.
I wouldn't take it though.
If I had that power, my superhero name would be WHOREMONE. Hormone.
Oh my god.
Oh lord.
Stop.
You're being cancelled.
Cancel culture is here and it is upon you.
I genuinely like that.
I'm glad I impressed you.
Alright, last
Wait,
one.
did you spell it whore then moan or whore
Stop.
then like end of hormone? Because if it's whore then moan, I think that would
He
No,
just
no,
he does like the finger gun thing, and then whoever he's pointing it at just immediately it gets a sex drive.
okay, Fonzie.
No.
No, for the sex
If
drive, that's
I
the
point it
sex
at a girl, they get a sex drive. If I point it at a boy, they grow tits.
Whoa.
chaotic evil.
Yo, Jason, your dad just posted on Facebook his
I
6 bottles of wine that just arrived apparently.
Yeah, so he went to a website. What was it called? I can't remember, but
Wine.com. He shared a link.
yeah, wine.com apparently got 6 bottles for $35,
That is what he says.
which is really cheap. And so he's been going around showing everybody, and like now,
Like he's
all your
proud
friends are
of what he
breaking beer out
found.
for wine.
Yo, I mean, I would be too. That's a deal.
Dude, yeah.
Yo, I still got
haven't
my
tried that one
$100
because I'm not
voucher
a
for
big
wine.
fan,
that Cody gave me for my 21st?
Everyone who's stuck at home needs something to do, and if it's not drinking, we're gonna have a what?
What?
What did you say, Susan?
I
Can I what?
Yeah, I said something many minutes ago.
What'd you say?
Continue your thought.
She said you're a thought.
Well, right now. Oh, I'm a thought?
Oh my
That's
god.
not news, Susan. That's
Brian
not
put
news.
in stir the pot.
Brian says maybe 3 words the whole podcast.
So, continuing the thought. So, in 9 months, we're either going to. We need people to be drinking. Because if they're drinking, they're going to be too drunk to have sex.
That's not true.
Otherwise, we're going to have a very big spike in the population in 9 months.
Yeah, you're right.
That is true.
Murder rate.
The Coronials.
Why, Brian? Are you planning on going on a murder spree?
Who is yelling at him?
What do you mean murder rate?
I don't think it'll be birth. I think it'll be death from people stuck inside.
Oh yeah, they die from the virus, but then there's a spike. I think like human nature is to reproduce whenever something really specific happens.
I think Brian is trying to say that people that'll just start to eat each other. Because they're so sick of each other. Is that what you're trying to say, Brian?
They'll murder each other, yes. That's what
Yes,
he's trying to
okay.
say.
So they may. Here's the thing about that. I think that they are going to get frustrated with each other, but I think they're more liable to have angry sex than actually murder one another.
Sexual
Angry
frustration.
sex.
Yo, are you telling me angry sex isn't the answer?
Listen, my parents aren't having sex with each
You
other
never hate
anytime.
someone before? Is that what you're saying? Nick, I have a question
For
for you
our
about cheese.
argument a few episodes
Sure.
ago.
Everybody shut up. Hold on.
Guys,
Nick,
Yeah.
question about cheese.
let Susan
Did
do
you
her last
know...
one.
Cody, I'm going to stab you. Shh. Nick, did you know that American cheese isn't naturally yellow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who just yelled what in the background? Is that Robin?
No.
Oh, what?
Don't worry. Nick knew that American cheese was naturally white. I got one more, but I'm waiting for everyone to finish their conversation so I can avert to a new conversation. That's how it works.
Audio friendly.
So, $1 million, but whenever someone brags to you, you become addicted to rubbing your own nipples.
When somebody
I'm
what?
already addicted to rubbing my own nipples. Let's go.
Whenever someone brags to you.
Just kidding.
Brag?
Yeah, so like whenever someone walks up to you and is like, oh my god, my dog did the cutest thing. My dog's the smartest dog ever.
My dog is smarter than yours, Susan.
You're right. Where is my dog?
Upstairs.
Okay.
I dealt with
She
her.
might have self-destructed on accident.
She was stopped.
My dog's also, and even though I don't have a dog.
Me neither.
I'm gonna say no because it's weird.
Listen, your dog is
Robin's
smarter
dog
than
is
mine.
smarter than I am.
Zach, that's not saying much.
I know.
Zach, I think you're smart.
Zach, I'm kidding. You are
I think
very
you're just
intelligent.
whenever we're all together.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
just
you're
become
all just crazy.
special.
What is everyone's answer to the nipple question?
I'm
No.
saying no.
I'd have to say no. I don't really feel like rubbing my nipples.
No, I won't.
I'm gonna say yes because I can resist the temptation until I get alone, and then I'll just come out and be good.
But does it have
That's
to
not
be
how
like
it works.
the stereotypical way of doing it, or could you pretend like you're clearing off your shirt or something? If that makes sense.
I could have like my arms folded and then like have my pinky like up and under like the palm and just use my pinky to rub the nipple.
Where are your nipples
Kinda like
located?
Hold on, give me just a second.
What? You can't naturally. No. Shut the f up. No. That's not where your nipples are.
See, right now I'm rubbing my nipples.
No.
My nipples are right here.
It's been a great week, guys. I'm gonna say that's the end of
See,
that.
look.
No.
Look at this. Look at this. Rubbing my nipples right now.
No.
Adios.
All
Ooh,
right.
Don't want to see that anymore.
But yeah, don't
Everybody say bye-bye.
So, see this? Rub the nipples and
Bye.
Goodbye, Internet! Ah!